What's up, boys? We're back with some more Soulstone Survivors for the 1.0 release. We're going to be trying out the new Machinist class with his huge mech suit here. For the runes, mainly we're just grabbing a bunch of extra legendaries because they're fun. We're taking singular focus so we can have multiple copies of the same skill. Then we've got a chance to apply brittle on any skill since that'll interact with one of the skills here, and it's a really strong debuff in general. Going to the Titan Hunt. I believe there's a new mechanic here where after you kill 4 titans, you can actually fight a new void boss. Not sure if there's anything beyond that.
Let's hunt. Hunt the titans.
Don't know if any of these really matter, but yeah, there's all new voice lines for every character in the game now. That's kind of crazy. So our skills with this guy, we conjure rotating crystals that fire at enemies causing damage based on the number of brittle. And then we have crystal shards that rotate around me that cause damage and apply brittle. They also have radiance, which goes up to 12 stacks and then fires a beam of energy in the direction you're aiming at, dealing heavy damage and applying fragility. So I think we're going to try and get multiple copies of the resonating crystal because just having a ton of those firing lasers all over the place and stacking up brittle all over the place sounds really cool. This guy's class mechanic is something about harvesting energy crystals and then firing a huge heavy damage laser after that. I haven't actually tried it out, I just did one quick run to unlock the mechanic and get a few talent points for some stat boosts, so I think that's actually my class mechanic. But we're gonna try and finish these guys off first. I think we can take a blue crit chance here.
Oh, this feels good.
There's a new little tutorial on... I don't think any of these are super important. We can just grab that to fit with the arcane stuff for now.
Through the darkness we rise.
Oh, is that the class mechanic? That's kind of crazy. Let's banish block. I think you need some decent investment into that. Then we'll toss some rerolls, try and find something at a higher rarity. Multicast of arcane, that's quite good actually. Yeah, I think we'll grab that. Then blue multicast, and then I guess we'll just take another magic missiles for now and then replace those once we find the good stuff. Toss a reroll here. Oh, so I actually unlocked a bunch of upgrades for that then. I'm not sure how good that is. Bonus damage. Probably not at basic rarity. I'll grab a bit of early XP, that's fine. Toss a reroll. Blue crit chance, sure. I will try out some of the Flame Siphon, that's a class skill here, and again we're just going to replace those once we find some cool stuff for them. Okay, so we stand in the circle and mine that, and then we have this fully charged, which gives maximum health, damage, and multicast, and then the Prismatic Cannon as well. Mine a total of 5 shards of energy. And it lasts 35 seconds, that's pretty long actually. Multicast Arcane, not bad.
Perfect timing.
They added a new little tutorial and some decent lore once you start up the game. So this is now one of the better lore bullet heavens if you're into that. But Deep Rock Galactic of course is still better because rock and stone. Let's toss a reroll there. Green multicast. Guess we can grab another Flame Siphon for now. Seems kind of cool. Actually wouldn't mind trying a build based on that at some points. Let's toss a reroll there. Arcane improves non-arcane. We're actually going to go fully into arcane, so that eventually won't do anything. We'll take the green movement speed. Cast frequency of 1 skill, improve without arcane. We'll just take the burn on everything, I suppose. That'll be useful for some of the elemental synergy stuff later on. Actually, that might be the arcane shards. We still have those active. So this is not the one that shoots, but we could still just take that for now anyways. Probably toss that to get rid of the Flame Siphon so we stop seeing upgrades that work only on those.
This model is shaping up. That door won't lock.
I I think I'd rather just have a green upgrades. Whatever, that should be one of the highest damage, I guess. Blue XP. Ooh, arcane power's pretty good. Causes damage and applies brittle. Ooh, that's the one I want the most. Honestly, let's just lock some of these. I don't actually... We have the legendary thing. I should probably save all the locks for that. Yeah, we'll take a crystal shard here, put that on the flame thing. Save all the locks for the free legendaries we'll gain every 25 levels, since those are really cool. Damage for arcane. Okay, that's fantastic. Blue movements. So I guess each crystal gives you 5 shards and fully activates it then, okay. That actually is pretty cool. We'll pass here. None of these are that great. I think we can banish that now that we have a copy of it, though. Damage of all burst. So we're eventually going to replace those, so that's useless to me, so I guess it really is just that.
Energy rising.
I wonder if it's possible to focus the skills that upgrade, like, your class abilities enough. So that works on stuff we will be keeping, so that's fine. To the point where you can actually have a build based around those. That would actually be pretty interesting. They usually seem kind of weak by default, but some of them have several different like level up upgrades you can get for them. Multicast of aura, that's fine.
Woohoo! Fire up the engine. System override in progress.
Pass on those, are really just looking for the multicast thing and some more of the cool crystal skills. So we won't completely skip that yet. Green is fine there, and then here's our guaranteed legendaries. So which two of these do we want? Definitely not that, so we can lock this, and then grab this. And then now we can take that. No. Green multicast, also reroll, green cast speeds. We can get that out of the way since there's only one copy of that. Pass that, green multicast.
We're doing good.
Magic missiles, no. We'll go, I guess, some prismatic cannon there. Area is actually kind of weird on this one, so it's actually fine on that one. Okay, we'll take that one. So it's weird on the one that doesn't fire at enemies, that just creates crystals that orbit you, because it actually makes them orbit further away as well. So if you get a ton of area, you can actually get to a point where it's actually kind of hard to hit enemies with those. I guess that's fine.
Got it. Action. Fragment acquired. We're on the way.
Green on damage for the shards. So this actually upgrades the brittle debuff as well when you increase the damage on those, I think. So 34, and then that's up to 38. Okay, so yeah, damage is actually pretty effective on those, since it also increases the damage of everything else based on the brittle debuff. Cast speed is good. Oh, blue crit damage, that's fine.
Now we're talking.
So that's going to eventually be useless.
Through the darkness, we rise.
Green XP. Oh, we actually only need one more void fragment.
Shield out. Start extracting.
So we can finish this treasure off and go for a green or a white objective on the map, and then grab our first Titan. Area on everything. if you're not familiar with the Titan mode, since it hasn't been in the game that long, there's actually some interesting and unique sort of roguelite upgrades you can get after you kill the Titans. You can add like a chance to apply any debuff or buff. Well, it'll be a specific one that's rolled each time, and you can add that to basically any skill. So you can add a lot of synergy that wouldn't normally be there. Let's toss a reroll here, another one, blue magnets. Area of aura. So those are the ones that shoot. No, they aren't. Whatever, it's fine.
This model shape.
We'll go some more XP. Damage of aura, that's quite good. Multicast of magic missiles is useless. Also reroll, green XP. Blue movement, sure.
That door won't last.
I feel like they could speed up the movement towards the Titan at the end, since there's not really any point in running across the battlefield once you've pulled everything in anyways.
Titan hunting protocol engage.
Also, this arena is tiny and gets absolutely covered in AoE. Try and keep the perfect distance for the crystals to keep rotating through them. And then we'll have a ton of brittle stacks going up and just absolutely nuke him. So this is a 12 stacking buff that releases jolts of electricity, dealing heavy damage and applying dazed. Dazed is, I think, the crit chance debuff. This is Radiance, which is actually triggered on all of our main damage abilities, which gives finesse and multicast chance. That actually sounds cool.
Final enemy, the king.
So depending on the upgrades you get from the Titans, you can actually get some cool extra synergies that aren't normally available to your builds. You can also build on the existing stuff like the Radiance that we already have like that.
Quickly now, engage enemy.
Crit damage or chance is fine. Ooh, crystal shards. That's the brittle one. We can go ahead and replace one of our magic missiles now.
This model's shaping up.
Damage of resonating is fine.
Door won't last.
Then here's our legendaries, so magic missile is still useless. Damage of all magic is extremely good. Multicast of magic is also extremely good. So we'll definitely want both of those. We could have gotten another crystal shard, but I'm not going to pass that up. We can wait on that. Damage of magic is useless. Let's toss a reroll. Multicast of aura is quite good. That's fine. With multicast. Toss a reroll. And another one. Damage from missile is actually fine. Yep.
Now we're talking.
Green cast speed.
Progress analyzed. I'm getting closer now.
Oh yeah, we probably want the multicast buff if I can find one of those. That gives you a ton of multicast overall once you scale it up with like lasting damage and like arcane damage and stuff. 5 for everything I think beats just the 1. So that must be the electric thing where you get 12 stacks, right? But did we even have anything to generate that? I guess that's fine.
Through the darkness we rise.
No, it's fine. Armor or area. I'm gonna toss a reroll there. Take the green global upgrade, I think. And then another of those. Toss a reroll. Multicast for all arcane, that's pretty good.
Energy override. System override in progress.
Area
We're doing
for more.
good.
Multicast a crystal shard, that's pretty good. One dash, sure.
Full charge now. Fragment acquired. Will. On the way.
We could grab another of those. I think I kind of like having all of these and then just getting one multicast there. And then we can just have the one copy of that that really scales with all the brittle we apply. And then that also is a pretty big global damage increase. We'll probably just pass that. Multicast a crystal shard, that's quite good. But I think a blue global upgrade is actually better than just 1 out of 6 spells. That's fine.
This model
Damage for all arcane, that's very good.
shaping up. That doorway.
Toss a reroll. Whatever.
Lost.
Just make sure we can't ever get one shot. So I guess we can grab another of those and then probably banish them after that. Toss a reroll. It's fine since we've been improving movement speed a bit. So here's our legendaries. Area is okay. That's okay. I guess we'll lock them anyways. They'll help out the early game.
Maximum potential.
Nah, we'll just go for the multicast thing at some point. Attack speed of magic, no, that's useless. Whatever. Cast speed is fine. Multicast is good. No, that's useless.
Through the darkness. We rise.
I think that is one of the higher damage ones. Especially with all of those generating the brittle stacks for it. So that's probably fine even though it's just one skill. I kind of don't want to lower my movement speed until we increase it a bit more, I feel like.
Progress analyzed. I'm getting closer now.
Oh, can I check that actually? That seems pretty bad. It's slightly over the one skill we had for like a minute. We should probably ban that then.
Systems enhanced.
I wouldn't mind increasing the stats that increase the uptime on it though, since it actually gives some decent stats. Probably get a bit more of that just so that we can always afford to sacrifice it for anything that requires that. Some of the upgrades you can get off of the Titans also lower some of your stats like movement speed as well. So just always having a good amount of that is pretty nice. Yep, that's pretty good.
System override in progress. We're doing good. System ready. Titan hunting protocol engage.
Just try and hold them in the crystal orbit, and that should be a lot of stacking damage. Oh, that's a big AoE. I need to actually hold the dash to avoid that, and that is definitely not the correct timing there. Either that or just have a lot more movement speed for it. Okay, here's arcane power. So we'll get rid of the last crystal, or missiles. And then I think that's good for the skill setup. Might actually be better to have 2 of those, but I don't really care that much. I think this is fine and perfectly workable.
Data confirmed. Titan blood acquired.
So we can now have that on permanently. That's okay. So crit damage to nearby or enemy with burn dies, causing a multiplier of the total accumulated burn on the target in an area. That's actually pretty bad since we already banned one of the burn related things. Oh, we can't actually use rerolls here. I'm down to try a few of those. Attack supply shattered, reduce armor power. That sounds really good. So like I said, you can get reduced movement speed on these. Not bad, but this seems a bit more interesting.
Oh, this feels good.
What is that? Oh, the artifacts thing. I've actually never tried those before. I just got one of those. So I guess you have to actually activate that with O?
Ricochet mode
wait, no.
activated. Testing.
What is that? Stacks casting any skill. Oh, so it does auto cast, but it's based on your other skills. Okay, so it's just a passive thing. More damage.
Prototype. Headshot.
Also reroll. Yup.
Oh, this feels good. Through the darkness, we rise.
Area of missile, that's fine.
Fire up the engines.
Damage for 1, not the greatest, but whatever. Area, that's not very good. Toss a reroll. Multicast. Bunch of legendaries. That one's very good. This is okay. That's okay. I think multicast will be a bit better than AoE. So we'll probably just do this.
See models shaping up. That door won't last.
I kind of want to just keep my single target damage extremely high at all times, so we can nuke the Lords of the Void and the Titans. Those seem to be the biggest issues on these runs. duration. I'm fine with that, although I don't know if it's good. But that'll at least give us higher uptime on the buff, and it'll look cooler. Okay, damage on lasting is actually pretty good, because it improves the buff on that, and then the damage there, so this goes from 135 up to 155. Which is another damage stat, which will multiply times the damage area on that. That is the one that I want area on the least, so I'd rather just take that for everything.
Full charge now.
Area of lasting, again, not great. It actually doesn't even do anything there. Honestly, let's banish that. And then I guess it's fine.
System override.
Just want to make sure we don't get one shot if I accidentally run into anything. Multicast. Potency on that is quite good.
Power strike detected. Progress analyzed. I'm getting
Toss a reroll, blue crit.
closer now.
Damage on lasting is very good though.
This model's shaping up. That door won't last.
Multicast legendary. 40% damage for 5 things though. I think that's actually better. We could lock that as well though. I suppose that's fine. We can banish that since global upgrades will get it up to 100% uptime eventually anyways.
Maximum potential. Treasure detected. Shields up. Start extracting. Through the darkness. We rise.
I guess probably just take the global upgrade here.
Now we're talking. Treasure detected.
Oh, I wonder
Shields
if
up.
getting all of the
Start
shards will actually
extracting.
remove that treasure thing? I guess we may as well test anyways. Duration, that will eventually be useless.
Perfect timing.
Oh, we left a tentacle alive. Oops. Guess we can't test it. Cast. Yep.
System override in progress.
So
We're
this is
doing
very good. This is okay. We could probably just take both of those to maximize the damage. I guess we don't have that much AoE yet.
Alright, system check. It's hunting time. Titan edition. charged. Data confirmed. Titan blood acquired.
So we can gain movement speed on any crits, or movement and crit chance. I feel like that's definitely better now. This might eventually scale up to be slightly better, but eh.
Let's move. New battlefield, same objective. Crush enemies, collect Soulstones. This model's shaping up. That door won't last. Through the darkness we rise. Progress analyzed. Getting closer now.
So that's up to 213% multicast, not bad. The Titan mode also seems pretty good at leveling up your characters pretty quickly. I think doing like 1 or 2 loops of them can allow you to max out the skill tree pretty quickly. Any of these are fine. Oh, there's a loot thing up there. Let's go. Probably the global upgrade here. Do damage.
Target eliminated. Loot secured.
That's very good for a blue, actually. Area is okay. I'm fine with that. So that's probably the weakest one for just one skill. That is extremely good. That is also extremely good.
System right in progress. We're doing good. Systems enhanced. This model's shaping up. That door won't last. Primary mineral located. Harvest.
I think there's actually a small area here we can try to do both of them at the same time. I think we do need to turn down the graphics a bit though so that I can actually see stuff. Even though the laser mech is very cool.
Through the darkness we rise. Powers Strike detected.
Probably just go for the full damage at this point.
Now, progress analyzed. Getting closer now.
Oh, we can't go through the bones actually.
Task completed. Time to collect the Titan's blood.
And then I think this was the fourth one, so we can fight one of the void bosses afterwards.
Full charge now. Data confirmed. Titan blood.
Direct damage by up to 12%. That's very good. Weakness into fragility. I don't think we have that much weakness, and we do have some fragility already. I don't think we really have that, so that should be pretty good to grab one copy of. I don't actually know what the gold thing is. It doesn't, like, give you any, like, information on that, does it? Yeah, I know you can keep going with this. I don't know what the gold portal is. I'll have to try that at some point, but it doesn't tell me what they are, so don't want to risk losing the run when we can keep going and fight one of the void guys now.
Titan blood loaded. Let's fire up the Primordial portal.
So this place actually ties into the new intro cinematic, if you see that. Bunch of guys having a little party over there with a cool little crystal. I don't know if there's any way to get over there, I don't think so.
Beginning termination protocol. Executing final override. Void fragment collected. Search for more. Void fragment check. Progress destructive. Voltage rising. More void fragments. Time to press on. Alright,
That is not great. That's, actually, none of these are that good. I guess we'll take that since it's our highest damage skill. And then I guess we'll get that as well.
Getting closer now.
One of the weaker legendary levels we've had though.
Target eliminated. Loot secured. Void fragment collected. Search for more.
Oh, I guess we can actually check if the treasure stays up in the north after we finish this. Or if it disappears once all of the objectives are done. Area... I guess that's fine.
Void fragment check. Progress destructive.
So it was up here on this little lip. Okay, it looks like they probably do disappear once you have all of the void fragments completed then.
Access granted.
So each of these will be a void corrupted version of one of the survivors. Oh, I've actually fought the paladin before.
My oath, my soul, and I ascended. Now kneel.
The main thing here is he will have a bunch of persistent damage areas that will add up over time and really limit the room you can move around in the arena. So you probably want to try and drop them around the outside if possible. Blue damage. But looks like my damage is high enough it just doesn't really even matter. Which is a good problem to have. Damage, cast frequency, movement speed, dash counts. Max health, armor, health regen. So it seems like these are kind of unique actually. Void-based stuff. So I'm gonna toss a few rerolls, see if there's anything really cool in here. Or damage moves slower, cast frequency minus area. That's quite good. But I want to check a few more. So that again, critical chance. Multicast but max health. Sure, why not?
Now we're talking. Corrupted erased.
Light up the sigil of
lit
wickedness.
up.
Ooh, we got the
Okay.
other new
Form
character,
to
the
go.
samurai. So I guess we'll check what the gold portal does now, since I have no idea. Treasure bug hideouts.
Treasure detected. Shields up. Start. Extracting.
So that's 48. And then this will be about 15 for everything, for 5 different skills, so that's actually better, I think. 238. Yeah, 15 for everything.
Active.
Okay, so you get a bunch of levels, but you can just continue the run, it seems like. So I guess you should just always take the gold portals then?
Desert Protocol. Shoot first, ask later. Fragment acquired. We are on the way. Progress analyzed. closer now. This model's shaping up. That door won't last. Through the darkness, we rise.
So that's very good, so that's okay. I don't think we really need to lock any of these, we'll just take the best one.
Woohoo! Fire up the engines. System override in progress. We're doing good. Progress analyzed. I'm getting closer now. This model's shaping up. That door won't last. Task completed. Time to collect the Titan's blood. Energy rising. Data confirmed. Titan blood.
Armor and block power, that seems kind of meh. Agility, I don't think we have a lot for that, it's also a reroll. Artifact power, chance to multiply the quantity of stacks applied. So that would double the speed we gain that. Oh, that's what the large rays around me are, okay. Form is crit chance for any skill, that seems very good. This sounds kind of cool since I'm not super experienced in the artifact powers, so do that to see it come out a bit more.
Oh, this feels good.
Can I see how much that's done actually? What is it called? Force fields? 2.7 million. Why is it like that with a 0 on top of it? So it's actually not a ton of damage. Mainly just some extra brutal and radiance, I guess.
This model's shaping up. That door won't last.
think 20 for everything beats that.
Treasure detected. Shields up. Start extracting. Progress analyzed. I'm getting closer now.
Area, not the greatest, but it's fine.
Systems enhanced. System override in progress. We're doing good.
This build looks pretty crazy considering I have like 15%
Fragment
visibility or something on
We're on the
the
way.
skill index. Just an insane laser disco show despite that.
Through the darkness, rise. Primary mineral located.
I
Begin
don't
harvest.
think I care about those that much now. We're getting close to as much as I want to do for one video. Potency on that's pretty good. That's also pretty good. I think that's
This
the best
model's
though.
shaping up. That door won't last. Task completed. Time to collect the Titan's blood.
So that's very good. The other ones are not the greatest. Probably just grab that.
Now. Dark is activated.
It's actually pretty hard to hit enemies in this arena with the ones that spin on the very outside because we have so much area, and that's going to make it even harder, but it's a legendary.
Maximum potential.
Might be better to just stand close to them so that more of the like little zappy ones hit him.
Success. Blood collect.
Radiance triggers finesse, which gives more multicast. Oh, we have one copy of that actually. Shatter, chance to gain prowess. So we do have something that applied Shatter earlier, right? Can I, like, see the upgrades I have for those somewhere? So it'll be something with 1 time, so we're looking for Shattereds. Yes, so that should be quite good.
I'm coming, Void King. Voltage rising. Progress analyzed. I'm getting closer now. Through the darkness, we ride. System override in progress. We're doing good. Fragment acquired. We're on the way. This model's shaping up. That door won't last. Voltage rising.
%. Yeah, that's definitely better.
Gun is activated.
Come on! Jesus.
Progress analyzed. I'm getting closer now. Through the darkness, we rise. Alert acquired. We're on the way. Task completed. Time to collect the Titan's blood.
That killed me even through a dash. Holy, that's crazy.
System check. System check. System check.
Normally you just dodge any damage during your dash, but I took 3 hits during it there. Huh. I wonder what caused that. But that does look hilarious. Can I turn my skill effects back up here? That would actually be hilarious if I could see them there. Dang. But yeah, we got a ton of levels off of that. Lots of resources. I kind of wanted to do one more loop there, but it took a ton of damage even though I was dashing out of his attacks there. So resonating is a ton of damage. It scales off of the brittle stacks. And we had 4 different skills applying a ton of brittle. And then also we had the radiance thing, doing a powerful beam and applying fragility. 365% multicast on arcane power. Might have been better to grab another of those instead of one of those, but it looked cool and it was kind of fun. 30.4 trillion. Only 100 billion there. So weak. But yeah, that's the 1.0 release. Lots of new stuff, several new characters, voice lines, lots of stuff you can do.
Looking for something sharp?
All around here. Voice lines for the NPCs as well. You got the new samurai character. Slash in the target direction 3 times, causing damage based on the number of finesse applying condemned. What is that? I can't see. Oh, we can probably unlock him and then see it. Critical damage caused by direct hits consumes 10 stacks to increase the damage by 500%. So big crit boy, I guess. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.